Attention passionate Cleveland, BROWNS FANS. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Cleveland Browns' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Cleveland Browns fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Cleveland, BROWNS FANS. Let's get to the news now, folks. If you thought the offseason in Cleveland was intense, hold on because things just got a lot more interesting. The NFL never sleeps, and right now, there's a buzz in the league that could reshape the AFC North, and more specifically, change the trajectory of the Cleveland Browns. You see, the Miami Dolphins, who have been riding high in recent seasons with their explosive offense led by Tyreek Hill, have hit a rough patch. After some controversial comments to end last season and a series of cryptic tweets during the offseason hinting at his dissatisfaction, it's clear that Tyreek Hill's future in Miami is uncertain, and that uncertainty might soon turn into a blockbuster trade. The Dolphins, who usually pride themselves on their aggressive approach, seem to be at a crossroads. Despite Hill's undeniable talent, the franchise has made some subtle yet telling moves, like not appointing Hill as a captain this year, a position he's held every season since arriving in Miami. That might seem minor on the surface, but in the NFL, it's often a sign of internal shifts and changing dynamics. The Dolphins are evidently growing tired of the drama, the attention, and perhaps even the distraction that comes with Tyreek Hill's outspoken personality and his recent comments. All of this points to one thing: a potential trade could be on the horizon, and the question is, where will Hill go? Now, many teams would be interested, no doubt about it. With Hill's speed, route running, and big playability, he's still one of the most feared receivers in the league. But if we look at the landscape, one team stands out as the most logical candidate to make a move. Yes, the Cleveland Browns. And I'll tell you why. First, the Browns are in a bit of a transitional phase. They're trying to find their identity, especially at the quarterback position. We know they're starting Joe Flacco for now, an experienced veteran but not necessarily the long-term answer. The team has options: Dillon Gabriel, who's shown flashes of promise, and Shedeur Sanders, a young talent with a high ceiling. But the Browns are clearly still figuring out who will be their franchise quarterback, and a reliable, game-changing receiver like Hill could accelerate that process. Think about the current state of the Browns' wide receiver core. Cedric Tillman, Jerry Jeudy, and Jamari Thrash are all talented players, but they aren't proven commodities at the NFL level yet, especially when it comes to producing consistently week after week. Jeudy is undoubtedly the most talented among them, with a skill set that could complement any quarterback. Still, relying solely on him would be risky for a team trying to develop their offense and establish a winning rhythm. The Browns need someone who can come in immediately and make a difference, someone who can stretch defenses and create mismatches. That's where Tyreek Hill steps in. Adding Hill to the mix would be a game-changer for the Browns' offense. Imagine the potential: Hill's 9 years of NFL experience, combined with his explosive speed and ability to turn short routes into big gains. His presence would open up so many possibilities for the young quarterbacks, especially if Cleveland is still figuring out their long-term options. Hill's production last season may have been slightly down, 959 yards and 6 touchdowns, his first season below 1-0 yards since 2016, but he's still a threat every time he steps on the field. At 31, some might say he's past his prime, but the tape tells a different story. Hill remains one of the most dynamic receivers in the league, capable of taking the top off defenses and making contested catches look routine. And let's not forget the importance of leadership and veteran presence. Hill's experience in high-pressure situations can only benefit the young Browns' offense, which is still trying to find its footing. With Hill, the Browns could finally have that reliable, game-breaking weapon that can be leaned on in critical moments. It's a move that makes perfect sense, especially considering the need for stability and explosiveness on offense. The Browns' front office has made some bold decisions in recent years, and acquiring Hill would be another bold step toward contending at a higher level. It's about building a roster that can compete not just in the regular season, but in the playoffs, where every play counts. Now, if we zoom out a little and look at the bigger picture, this potential trade also signals something about the direction of the AFC North. The division has become increasingly competitive, with teams like the Bengals and Ravens constantly adding talent and making moves to improve. For Cleveland, making a move for Hill could be the kind of statement that shifts the balance of power. It's not just about one player. It's about sending a message that the Browns are serious about contending now, not just in a couple of years. A big-name addition like Hill could energize the locker room, excite the fan base, and put other teams on notice that Cleveland is ready to take a step forward. Of course, such a trade wouldn't be simple or cheap. The Dolphins would likely demand a significant package, perhaps draft picks or a combination of players, to part ways with Hill. But considering the Browns' current roster needs and their window of opportunity, it might be a move worth making. Especially if it means accelerating their rebuild and giving their young quarterbacks the best chance to succeed. The NFL is all about timing and making the right moves, and right now, Cleveland has a real opportunity to capitalize on this situation. And let's talk a little about what this could mean for the upcoming season. The Browns are hungry. They've been close before, and with the right pieces, they could finally break through. Adding Hill would elevate their offensive game plan, making them more dangerous in the passing game. It would also give the defense more breathing room, knowing they have an explosive offense that can put up points quickly. For Hill, a fresh start in Cleveland could reignite his career, giving him a new environment to thrive and prove that he's still among the best in the league. In terms of the team's overall strategy, this move would complement their current core and help develop their young talent. It's about building a balanced, potent offense that can compete with the best in the league. The Browns have shown they're willing to make bold moves before, and this one could be the next step in their evolution into a true contender. The AFC North is tough, no doubt about it, but with the addition of a player like Tyreek Hill, Cleveland could become even more formidable. It's about seizing the opportunity when it arises and making the kind of move that could define a franchise's future. Now, as we look ahead, the question remains, will the Browns pull the trigger? Will we see Tyreek Hill donning the orange and brown this season? Only time will tell, but if this trade happens, it could be one of the most significant in recent Browns history. Think about the possibilities. Imagine Hill lining up alongside Cedric Tillman, Jerry Jeudy, and Jamari Thrash, creating a receiving core that defenses simply can't handle. The speed, the route running, the playmaking ability, this could make Cleveland's offense a nightmare for any defense in the league. And for the young quarterbacks, especially if they're still developing, having a receiver like Hill could be the boost they need to elevate their game to the next level. So, Browns fans, I want you to really think about this. The potential of adding Tyreek Hill isn't just about one player. It's about changing the entire dynamic of the team. It's about making a statement that Cleveland is here to contend and that they're willing to make bold moves to reach the Super Bowl once again. The NFL is unpredictable, but this kind of move could be the catalyst for something special. We're on the cusp of what could be an exciting season, and the Browns might just be the team to watch if this trade comes to fruition. And now, Cleveland Browns fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Cleveland Browns. Do you think they should go all in for Tyreek Hill? Would you be excited to see him in Cleveland? Or do you think there are better options out there? Whatever your thoughts are, I want to hear them. Remember, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Cleveland Browns news. This is an exciting time for Browns fans, and I can't wait to see what the future holds. Keep the passion alive, and as always, go Browns.